Okay, wir sind hier auf der PDAC 2018, zweiter Tag. Ich bin hier mit David Sidoo von Advantage Lithium. David, welcome. Good to meet you in person, finally.
Thank you, Björn. We were on Skype when we first met.
Yes. Now, before we talk about Advantage as such, can you tell us a bit, because there was some reports that the lithium market might be in a surplus in just a couple of years, a big surplus,
yes.
Most recently by Morgan Stanley.
Correct.
What is your opinion on that, and how do you think the industry would react?
Well, you know, I really respect analysts a lot. They do a lot of hard work, and they have mandates from their firm to drill down deeply into some of these industries that are taking off. And I respect Morgan Stanley and a lot of the other firms that I'm close to. However, in that report, there's some inconsistencies that can really be spelled out to your investors. Number one, they're assuming in that report that Chile is going to be producing 500,000 tons of lithium by 2025, and that's just not going to happen. That's virtually impossible. You can't just turn a tap on and create lithium.
Okay.
Number two, they assume that the Chinese market is going to be big by 2025 and supply incremental brine to the marketplace, and that's not going to happen. The Chinese are basically doing mostly hard rock, and if Morgan Stanley's numbers of $8,000, $7,000 a ton prices, that's how much it costs to produce hard rock. So they're not going to have any production from China. And thirdly, the barriers to entry to become a producer in lithium are very difficult. It's not easy. The only single independent producer in 20 years is our partner Orocobre. So it's not easy to bring lithium to the market like Morgan Stanley's talking. This major flood is going to come into the marketplace. And lastly, there was a conference call just recently with SQM and Albemarle, two of the largest world producers, and they basically told all the investors in the conference call, by 2025, the demand for lithium is going to be between 800,000 to 1 million tons.
Okay.
And so the Morgan Stanley analyst was on that call, and he asked the chairman of Albemarle, why do you think that? He said, because I spoke to my customers and they told me.
Okay.
So our feeling is the demand is going to continue to be there. If you look at all the countries, all the emerging markets in the world, they have an edict right now to go to electric vehicles, clean energy, and electric vehicles, battery storage. Those are going to be major markets.
Okay. That brings us back to Advantage, because you're
Yes.
trying to be one of those companies producing lithium soon.
Yes.
Tell us a bit, what have you achieved so far? What were your last achievements? Where you at? You just put out a news release
Yes.
on some pump tests, which were pretty good, I think.
Very significant. So we've advanced our asset in Cochari. So we're in Argentina, partnered with Orocobre in Cochari. We own 75% of the asset. They own 25%. It's just under 30,000 hectares. We will have drilled 12 holes on that asset in the northwest and in the southeast. And the press release you're referring to is a hole we drilled in the northwest, where no one's drilled before in that basin. And we had some very good results there that we announced about a month and a half ago, and then we pump tested it to see how much brine we can pump out of the ground. And we pump tested it at an average of 19 liters per second minimum and a maximum of 36 liters per second, which is phenomenal. Anything double digits, Bjorn, and anything in the 30s is fantastic. And that's a new zone that no one's drilled in before, so that's exciting for us when we start bringing out our new resource in April.
That was going to be my next question. The resource, now you said April is what you're aiming for?
Yes.
Or you're pretty confident it will be April?
Yes, we were hoping for the end of March, but what we want to do is we want to test a few of the holes there. And in the northwest, since we've had those good results, we want to pump test a few more holes, and then by mid-April we'll have a new resource number that'll be substantially higher than the number that we inherited with Orocobre. The number we initially had was 477,000 tons. It's going to be much higher than that.
But you're not going to say we are aiming for 2.5, 3 million?
Well, all I can say is we're aiming for more than the other junior explorers in the region.
Okay. Interesting. So, let's say the resource is out. What are your next steps then?
Our next step after the resource comes out in April, then we'll initiate a scoping study and then finish the PEA, and that's the preliminary economic assessment study on how big our facility that we're going to build and how much brine we're going to produce on a yearly basis.
Okay.
So that'll be the next catalyst, which we should have done in May, June. And then once that happens, we're going to continue to drill in the southeast, and in the northwest, we're going to drill deeper in the northwest and deeper in the southeast to expand that resource that we announced in April. So we're not stopping. We're going to continue to drill and try and build on that resource we announced in April.
So you continue drilling, but you do the studies. But at some point you have to make a production decision. If you want to go in production yourself, if you will do it with your partner Orocobre, if you're going to sell the company or the project to your partner or whoever, what are the alternatives you're looking at most closely?
You've done your homework, and we have three options. But the number one option that we're pursuing right now, after we announce our resource in April, is to build a standalone facility. And decide on what that capacity of that facility is going to be. That's our goal, that's our mandate, and we're going to move toward that. That's what our management team's decision's been made, that after we do the initial scoping study and PEA, that we'll move toward a definitive feasibility study by the end of the year, which is going to be bankable. So we'll have a bankable NI 43-101 definitive feasibility study, and we'll take that and go get our funding for our own facility. And that's about a $350 million capex, and the money's out there for good projects. And we believe Advantage Lithium has a very good project from the grade of lithium we have, the size of resource we're going to have, and the chemistry.
Okay. Sounds very good. You have to do it now. All you have to do is just deliver.
Yes, I think, Bjorn, we've been delivering in the last 8 months. We've advanced our property faster than anybody else in the basin, and our results are very methodical. We're not waving our arms around. We have a strong technical team. The same people, the executive team that developed Orocobre's 6 million tons and the 17 to 18,000 tons they're producing is the same team that I have hired full-time. So we have people that have actually done it before, and we're excited about what we're going to build in the next 6 months.
Okay, so you think, the stock has in recent weeks or months and weeks been trading sideways, essentially. Yes. So you think with the resource, with the PEA and further drilling, you think now is a good time to look at it closer because it might take off again, or do you think the industry will have to wait a bit as a whole?
No, I believe if you look at Advantage Lithium as a value proposition for people who are in the lithium industry and investing, as some of your shareholders in Germany are, I believe that we give the best value proposition at the market cap we're at. We're 140 million market cap. Some of the other juniors in the space that will not have a sizable resource like we have are almost double the market cap. So we've got a lot of room to move. And I think over the next several months, shareholders are going to see that. If they're patient with us, this is going to be a world-class project.
Okay, thank you. I think that were good words to close off the interview.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.